Hi everyone. I'll be honest, it is extremely challenging for me to do these videos. But I did want to take a few moments to let you know how I've been processing these events these past few weeks and what I'm committed to do as your public servant, city councilor, and as someone who loves this city. Far too often, Black women are expected to be strong, to hold our families and communities together, and to press forward in the face of persistent and consistent racism and injustice. But as we've witnessed the murders of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and so many more, and the devastating effects of COVID-19 on communities of color, I've been extremely intentional about forcing myself to feel every single emotion that surfaces, including anger, frustration, and sadness. I've shed a lot of tears these past couple of weeks. I've shed tears watching my 2 boys sleep, my joyous and sweet 2-year-old, and my 5-month-old, who loves to smile, wondering at what age I, as their mother, will have to crush their innocence as I train them on how to interact with police and those who find them to be threatening. I've shed tears listening to one of my young Black team members remark that being special isn't enough and won't save him. I've cried again talking to our police officers, especially our Black police officers, who choose to wear blue with the hopes of transforming the system from within and who are still being attacked. I've gotten angry at white people who appropriate our movements simply to antagonize police. And I've been saddened by other protesters who have yet to find a meaningful and productive way to channel their frustration and anger, and who have instead turned significant and meaningful demonstrations into chaotic and destructive events. The injustices that Black people have been dealing with in this country go back for generations. Some are just beginning to open their eyes to them, but they exist everywhere. In our school system, our healthcare system, our housing, our ability to obtain a loan, buy a home, access our right to vote. But nowhere is it more obvious than in our policing and criminal justice systems. And I know this firsthand after losing my twin brother, Andre, who died while a pretrial detainee in the custody of the Department of Correction after not receiving adequate health care. He was only 29 years old. Now is the time to transform these systems so there's greater transparency, accountability, and racial justice. And we can start with our police department. First and foremost, we need transparency. Data released just last month showed that over 70% of stops by our officers were of Black residents, even though residents only make up a quarter of the population. Now is the time to transform our co-op board to operate like a civilian review board. Now is the time to eliminate the hair test, which has been proven to be discriminatory towards Black officers. Now is the time to ensure that our police department reflects the demographics of the city of Boston and to amend civil service to allow greater access for women and people of color. Now is the time to fully implement body cameras across all units in the police department. Now is the time to ensure our law enforcement is trained in a racial equity training, not simply an implicit bias training. Now is the time to have a conversation on the use of military weapons, including tear gas and rubber bullets. I'm committed to doing all these things in partnership with you, advocates, our police unions, and many others. Now is the time to transform a system that has for far too long failed to protect us all equally. I look forward to doing this work in partnership with you, and let us all say Black lives do matter.